Right. Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago. It is Tuesday, 11th July 2017, and we inside. I had said we weren't going to do it. But we're here, and let's get busy. Spread the word, let them know we're on the inside, and let's see who's outside. While that's building,
I jump the wall about 12 o'clock and I gone inside. Stand up there in the people's felt me eye open wide. Everybody inside there like it, betting hard. But when I watch out their faces, mama, yo, like they're going mad. It must be the budget that the man from Whitehall did read. Cause all of them inside are there like they suck and crazy seed. That kind of hair couldn't come from weed. This is not a bet in here, this is madness. This is not the kind of jam where you stand like a chupidi begging for mercy. This is not a bet in here, this is madness. Ay, 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 ay. Everybody mad. Ay, 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 ay. Where we going? Where we going? Where we going? Why we going there?
you know the drill. Share the video. Let them know we're here.
If you see the glasses thing, the one who does line with wrong, the same one who used to walk the road like she can't touch the ground. Since she lost, she takes the cover. If you see the child getting on kind of wild and wassy like wassy going on her style. Wrong who down in head and ball, how she feeling shame. How she have about 12 to see and she went to holy name. Same time my ex-cute man pass and gone with the dame cause this is not a bet in here, this is madness. This is not the kind of jam where you start like a mumu, the rhythm go jam you. This is not a bet in here, this is madness. Ay, 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 ay. Everybody mad. Ay, 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 ay. Where we going? Where we going? Where we going? Why we going there? Where we going? Why we going there? It have a big French Creole one. They just call him Pierre.
I call this video madness for a reason.
With somebody, half a beer. Then he snatch up the pepper sauce, mama.
Drinking that. That a cuss up the mama and say, how the base so flat.
It was Wednesday morning, gone. The man business place closed down. So when you check out the fella position, you can't get him wrong. He and an ex-union man hug up singing the song. Hear them. This is not a bet in here. This is madness. This is not the kind of jam where you start like a mumu, the rhythm go jam you. This is not a bet in here. This is madness. Ay, 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 ay. Everybody mad. Ay, 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 ay. Hey, where we going? Where we going? Where we going? Why we going there? Where we going? Why we going there?
Nobody in this country getting more scrutiny right now than Philip Edward Alexander. Hear what I'm telling you? Philip Edward Alexander name in play. No problem. No problem at all. I knew what I was getting into when I stepped out. So they could say, what the hell they want about Philip? Listen, Darumai and Bamsi Man joining forces. Watch and see. They run out of ideas. This jackass who gone point 14 tonight, you know what bunks him up? A dead woman. I just get images that have me sick. Rape and spread out. She dead. the nation crumbling, the lack of social management, the commissioner of police ain't know he work, all he know how to do is defend himself. All of that we had to deal with. All of that we had to deal with. But Philip Edward Alexander, no, me, more scrutiny than anybody else. If the jackass cats that was working for the PNM and the UNC turn that pressure on them who have office, they will start to deliver. But they don't know how to do that because they're black and proud or they're Indian and strong. Assholes, because they're getting nothing for it. They're getting nothing for it but murder. Murder and splash with puddle water when the people who really benefiting from their jackass votes drive past in the rain, in the Beamer and the Range Rover. We have a critical mass of assholes in this country. Yeah, I'm telling you, a woman named Donna, anyway, listen. Critical mass of assholes. Why would I say that? Why would I say madness? Today I left all of my conversational threads with my political party. I gone rogue. We have a critical mass of jackasses and assholes in this country. And it is the people to blame for the condition of this country. Don't give me one excuse. Don't tell me nothing about Manning and Kamala and Pandey and Rowley and Chambers and Robbie and Eric. Don't tell me that. Because all of them come to office on your vote. And I hate watching the yellow and steady crowd jamming them. Ain't all you vote for Rowley, while the next jackass cat bunch ain't all you vote for Darumai, she drunk, and all this bullshit getting you nothing. The nation run aground, it collapsing, the judiciary in a mess, the banks robbing and raping you. Walk in the bank, line up, bend over, drop your pants, take iron. That's this nation. That's Trinidad and Tobago. Massey, the closest name to Massa they could have found. Come in, drop your pants, take iron. That is Trinidad and Tobago. That's where we're living now. I wasn't doing a video tonight. You know why? Because it's madness. It is madness. This entire nation, mad. I talking to people and I realize the people of this country, mad. A woman said, she was a black woman. She famous for the quote. I could Google it. You could Google it too. I freed 1,000 slaves. I would have freed 1,000 more if only they knew they were slaves. You think Rudal, Suruj, Kamala, the rest of that jackass clan give a shit about you and your family and your box drain and your mosquito and your flood? But to ask with you, Kamala sit down there while they told her the gates that stops the flooding to Barrackpore and Dibe in need of maintenance, fireburn them, pass the Grey Goose. And this next jackass cat you'll vote to office, he golfing day and night, he traveling the world on your money. On your money. I watch a woman today defend. She defend, and I watch Brian Sow trying to ask her if she have any rhyme or reason in her head. I just deleted the friggin' comment because she there defending the PNM spending a next couple $100 million to build a stadium that we do not need, will never use. Past the first week after it opened, we will never have use for it. And what will it cost us? Hundreds of millions of dollars in maintenance. Because that's the game. That's the game. But you see, to stand up in Trinidad and Tobago to say, look, that is fire, this is water, add water to the fire and we're good. It's hard because you're talking to people who are embracing the fire. They're standing with the fire. They enjoying walking the bank, drop their pants and take that iron. They want it. They want it. This is a nation where people have family members locked in cages. That is what our jail is, you know. They are locked in cages and cannot come out. You can't raise money for the lawyer fee because the lawyer wants his $3,000 to come and say, my lord, we're not ready. 3,000 more. For the next time, he have to come and say, my lord, the other side, they're not ready. And your family member languishing in jail while a bullshit system have them locked in a cage. And you're taking that because nobody in this country to this day has stood up and told the people of Trinidad and Tobago, this is the bullshitocracy that is Trinidad and Tobago before me. Not one, not Winston Dukaran who trying to get his red and purple passport. He do fuck all for this country. All he looking to do is glorify himself, pop Viagra and enjoy life till he dead. That is your leaders. The name of this video is Madness for a reason. For a reason. Name one single member of parliament, one prime minister who has ever justified the salary we pay them. Name one. Winston Dukaran as head of the Congress of the People. Imagine even he have a cult following. This is a nation of mad people looking for somebody to follow. I tell all you, don't follow me. I don't want no cult. I don't want to be glorified. I don't even want the job. I just here to tell you, it could fix. The shit could fix. They have this image of people chained to a wall, and they grow up their whole life facing the wall, and one person escapes and goes outside and he says, hey, there are trees and clouds and sunlight, and all of the people who facing the wall saying, don't take on that jackass, this wall is all we know. That's what I'm dealing with. That is what I am dealing with. Don't cuss, Calito is real cuss tonight. So anybody who children up and watching, change the channel. Is real cuss in the ass tonight, because I don't understand my Trinidad and Tobago people. Y'all are watching, every single one of you, every single one of us. We are responsible. What's this woman's name? Let me give this woman the latest victim. They just sent me the image from Sealots. 3 little black boy, mash up, ground up like mincemeat. We ain't care. We don't care anymore. Kelly Ann Clark, somebody beautiful little daughter. You know, before the night done, you're going to find out, well, she was bullying with this kind of man, or she was running with that kind of man. We quick to assassinate people, name and character. You swear to God, we is the ones in the front of the church mining the holy water. That is we. Everybody else bad. And they did a number on the people of this country. We broken, brainwashed, mad and stupid. Because Kamala and Keith going and meet, and the media going to broadcast like the meeting has some value or some substance, and you will forget that this is the bullery that is going on 5 years in, 5 years out. It doesn't matter. But they're getting together now because some people waking up and they have to find a way to justify the next set of bullshit they're going to do, and look out for a state of emergency, because that's the last play they have. That's the last play they have. Every day I step out, I expect somebody to attack me. Every day. I know, I have heard, I have people who look out for me in law enforcement. They guide me on certain days. Phil, here what we hearing. You know the word I get accustomed to? Chatter. Phil, your name in the chatter. The first couple times I heard it, I got physically weak. People discussing assassinating you. The fuck is wrong with me? And I said tonight, I'm tired. I'm exhausted, because all day I'm fighting with people to say it does not have to be this way. And it is those people. I post this thing about poor Kelly Ann Clark, and I'm thinking, look out for the jackasses in the thread who are going to come and assassinate this woman. Like no matter, like they have some reason why you could justify people getting raped and murder and dismembered. This is an insane country. We are mad. We are a mad people. And I saying that, and somebody tell me the other day who working in St. Anne's, she said, brother, if Diosaran and Paul Charles cry for inside the jail, tell them don't come to the St. Anne's hospital. Tell them don't come here. Because if they cry for that, they go piss their pants here. Because in here we treating people like animals. In here we treating people like they have no dignity, no right to respect, none. And you see, what has pissed me off with Trinidadians, and I tell them all the time, where you come from, now that you're holding your head and you're bawling, that your mommy or your tanty bleeding out on San Fernando General Hospital ground, or somebody, the advantage in them, how you show up and find me now? Where were you when I'm fighting for all these other people's, me, King Jackass. I had to be King Jackass. Because I fighting this other clown Andrew Gabriel in a court. This is not my matter. I can't win. I can only defend myself. I am asking a question. I am asking questions in the public space, and lawyers are suing me to shut me up, to not ask questions about how our national money is spent. This is madness. This is totally insane. We are telling people, come, build something. Come here. Build something to rescue your children. When you are old and you're dragging and you can't pee straight, your teeth in your mouth is not yours. Your hand shaking to eat. When you're old like that, if you don't have family around to mind you, and you end up in a public institution, brace, and if you have a minuscule amount of right reason left, tell yourself, I could have fixed this, I could have fixed this when I was young. You see the amount of people who comment on my threads from outside? We have as much Trinidadians living outside as we have living in Trinidad. Trinidadians are leaving this country in droves. And this jackass prime minister and his band of malcontents, his and their job is to ruin it, is to chase the middle class away. So while olive oil drizzling jackass Peter George Sr. will sit down there and lament the loss of the buffer of the middle class that will protect him and the rest of his olive oil drizzling jackass clan from the lowest class, because Rafiq Shah tell them 25 years ago, he said all them gated community all your building, the security guard by the front of the gate, he don't live there, And when you see the wolf reach outside that gate, what done, This is a country where in 1990, at 6:30, when police headquarters blew up, a police officer stripped down to his jockey shorts, throw away his uniform, and taxi home, Ramesh Lawrence Maharaj find himself in the airport, jump on a plane, and gone Grenada, All who feel that they will have a system. You know what? Your children are relying on you to fix this place or fly them out to next man land. One that works. You take them, you tell them, shh, don't make no noise. We don't want them to pull we out. If they pull we out, we refugees. Haul your ass back to Trinidad and Tobago. So, if you don't want to live that life, help us fix this. Because it's a handful of cancer dispensing assholes in the Balize. And it is a handful of cancer dispensing assholes in Rienzi. I know they throw them out of Rienzi, but that is Rienzi party. And I hear Monilal talking about taking Stuart Young to the police for misbehaving in public office. Rudal, that come out your mouth normal, boy. That come out your mouth normal, misbehaving in public office. Yes, you all, yeah, mad boy, that this comic crew is who we have as a nation. Our leadership, this is it. Check yourself. Check it. Check it. Check it. Yesterday, while I talking, my supporters arguing with some jackass in a Batman mask who just come to troll the conversation. I don't know if they pay him or not. If they pay him, I'm happy. Because if he just come to mash up the conversation because he vexed I jam in Kamala, I can't help him. I can't free him. He don't know he's a slave. You see, when Kamala sign off on the Kuva Hospital, the Chinese company that built it make the money. We spend $1 billion. The 20,000 houses that could have built, that robbed this nation have them little boys dead in sea lots tonight. And the 20,000 houses that could have built with Taruba, with the Brian Lara bullshit shelter, that 20,000 is 40,000 houses. You say if each house impact 4 people, as 160,000 people, 2 edifices, 2 symbols of corruption and theft could have impacted 10% of this country at the lowest level, where it is needed the most. So when these jackasses who dress up like Muslim, who pretending they're religious, or these next jackasses who calling themselves Rasta, this is the bullshit we're dealing with. They just have to organize and say, come, because these little bitches from Mova, Bitam, Lavantel, and Silots, they have nothing. They have nobody to turn to. Imagine a skanking jackass like Fitzgerald Hines. Second time around, he marauded them in Lavantil West. So we put him in Lavantil East. Nothing to show for his time in office. Mova, Bitam, Lavantil, and Silots, breeding bandits and gangsters and tomorrow's killers. And they go say, Philip, how you could say that and you want to be prime minister? Miss me with that bullshit. All of you who looking for me to be politically correct, miss me with that. I am not here looking for a job. I do not want to be your prime minister. I do not want to be your savior. I hear ringing a bell to tell you this cannot continue. We are already at a point where we have no cover. The nation has no cover. Right now, that means that the money that we need to operate the country has run out. We have no cover. The financiers and the economists are packing. It's like the joke when you hear the pilot say, don't panic. But then look out the window and you see me and the co-pilot with our parachutes panic now. That's where we at. We have no cover. So we own gas coming out of the ground. But the ingredients they need to turn the oil into gas, that have to import. And if we have no cover, we can't import that. We're going to end up like Venezuela, and they want that. The guys with the deep pockets, with the drug money, the cocaine money, the hundreds of billions of dollars buried in barrels in backyards of cocaine money laundering. Look, they just catch 2 coming out of the British Virgin Islands with $75,000 US strapped to their body, trying to get on a plane to come to Trinidad. Today, young boy, young girl, $75,000 US strapped to their body. Them waiting for it to collapse. You see, you could buy the whole of Westmoreland for $15.55 when it collapses. And then you let it build back. And all of a sudden, you're a land baron. And people forget. People forget, because let's just go forward. But I told people today, I said done. I want it done. Listen, I don't give an ass about jackasses like Dane Wilson and Inshan Ishmael and these knuckle-dragging numbskulls. I don't give 2 ass. Brian Manning, shit snake, jackass, ball-bouncing clown. I don't care about them and what they say about me. My partner, Gabriel Osuna, every night I'd say, I open the line. Gabriel is the first man calling. Kuva North. Gabriel sent me bullshit from them today. Philip, look, they're talking about when you went to school, who was your teacher, how you missed this, and you went there. Fuck away with that. I do not care. They could say what they want. They have their own track record to defend. I want nothing. I am here to tell you, we're going to run out of time. We are going to run out of time. Understand what I am saying. They could kill me dead. It don't matter, you know. But look around the room. If you have family to protect, listen, they have only so much plane ticket, you know. They have only so much boat ride, you know. Some people, unfortunately, get stuck. Look at Venezuela. Look at Venezuela. So the commissioner of police does not know his job. But instead of admitting that he doesn't know his job, he's gone on the warpath with the Prime Minister. Because the Prime Minister can't fire him, but he could refuse to renew his contract. So this is where we reach. The Prime Minister saying that he can't fix nothing. It's up to the police. And the police saying, that, hey, slow your roll, brother. Or they make a mess of social management. They're both right and they're both wrong. They're both right and they're both wrong. But they could get away with it because the copy and paste media write that shit down. Look at that. Rowdy say this today. William say that tomorrow. Bacchanal take some money from the paper sales like we sell. So we can pay the little couple half-breed journalists we have. Wannabe journalists who can't spell, who can't write a proper sentence, but they're ganging up as a little bunch. What's this fat girl named Rhea Rambali? The bunch of them that want to play the bad talking me. Listen, I couldn't give 2 hours. I couldn't give 3 hours. I'm not in this for likes. I'm not in this for love. I just here to say, listen. We don't even want to be building a political party. We don't. And if y'all don't want it, fire truck it. I don't care anymore. If y'all don't care, I don't care. I don't care. I am part of something called TNT Patriots, a blog. And half the jackasses be talking about things like Trump and Obama. And I'm wondering, Rome is on fire. Camelot is collapsing. I don't care if Trump's sleeping with Obama. That have nothing to do with me. But talk. Kamala and Keitna and that same bunch. Up and ready. I don't want to get on like this. I tired trying to wake up all year. I tired trying to see. I watching this girl, Shelly Das and Samson Anton. Samson Anton is one shit snake. He's only in Trinidad and Tobago. A shit snake like Samson Anton could make it and call himself. He reached far up inside Sabga bottom. He reached far. But he's only in Trinidad. He could have called himself a journalist. And I tell you that I watched that man lie on me at the behest of his handlers and try to damage the name of the Jericho Project that since its start, all it's dealing with is the lowest in society, orphans and homeless people. We never get a single dollar from our government. We've never asked. We've never had a bank account. But that nasty, stinking little wannabe porn star, Samson Anton, at the behest of his handlers, attacked Jericho Project to attack me. And I had to bite my lip, boy. Watch all of them preening morning and evening. Not one of them telling you the truth. Get him Aramke soon drunk and you'll hear the truth. What she really think about all of them. Get Fazil drunk. Does Fazil drink? What do Muslim people do to get high? I don't know. I'm not a Muslim. But get them off camera. Let them tell you what they really think. Lorena, while you're saying you have my back and I love you for saying it, I don't believe it. The only person who has my back is me. And I will have my back. I know what I'm dealing with. I know what I'm putting up with. I know what I'm facing. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry for me. Worry for yourself. I am 50 years old. I have lived a good life. And I have decided, you know what? They say, when I was growing up, my father used to put all these little sayings in my head. To whom much is given, much is expected. Bloom where you're planted. There go I, but for the grace of God. You think I supposed to care about Morva, Beetham, Lavantel, and Celots? You think I need to care about them? They will never do nothing for me. I'm willing to bet you money. The lowest classes of the blacks and the Indians will never support me. Because I go in at their gravy train. The people who want to get them, look, $50 for today. Go and buy a half pack of the Murray and like yourself. Tell them we love you. It's the truth. All of this is the truth. Truth. But you've had bullshit for so long. Kamala has bullshit you so hard. Basdeo Pandey bullshit you for 2 terms. And then come outside and trying to bullshit you so Michaela could get a term. Rowley is a bullshit artist extraordinaire. Rowley lie on a lie. Why lying? I used to tell people that man have more than two tongues in his mouth. Rowley have every position. He done in Point 14 tonight, telling them, yes, this is a rape, but don't let's turn the rape into a murder now. Settle for a rape, you get chicken and chips after. And Point 14 have to lock that up. Because Point 14 think it have no other option. You see, we mad. We don't know we can organize ourselves. That the 50 all in Balize house is 1.3 million a week. That our labor, our vote, our consumption run this town. We don't want to, we cannot know that. They've broken us. Massa has brought us to our knees. We are enslaved. We are prisoners in our minds. We believe it's so. Every time a jackass tells me it can't change, we like it so. The latest is we jamming still. I tell myself, boy Philip, you're pretty, you have a little bit of money. Pack up and go. Find somewhere and have a life. Have a life. Here I am tonight. I tell myself, frustrated, depressed at my people. Depressed. I am reading people attacking each other on the behest and on the behalf of criminal co-conspirators, corruption, cancerous murderers. The government is responsible by their inaction for all of the ills that plague the society. All of it. All of it. And they show you to your face, they whine in your face every single day. And now these two jackasses, Rowley and Kamala, are going to meet. What are they going to meet to do? To say what? That what are they going to do that they didn't do when they could have done it? What? Why Kamala didn't build the maritime security wall? Why Kamala didn't close the borders? Why Kamala didn't fix the port? Why Kamala didn't unstuff the containers? Why Kamala didn't deal with that? Why Rowley didn't either? You think this country mad in joke? You think it's mad in joke? He going to hand out a microphone tonight in a situation that is already orchestrated. So they will have a couple people who dare just to say, we love what you're doing. You're fixing it for we. We're feeling nice now. We're feeling nice now. What do we do? What do we do? Tell me, what do we do when you realize that the ship is sinking and that the people who's supposed to fix it doing nothing, playing games? So Rowley and Stephen Williams making jackasses of the people in a exchange game of who to blame. What do you do when you realize Kamala say she want to meet, Rowley say let's meet? What? Not even a question. The media didn't ask a single question. What's the agenda? What's the plan? What's the end game? What's the desired outcome? Keith Rowley, you said she pissed in the car. You said the Mercedes-Benz that the people paid for was reeking of vomit and that you wasn't going to drive in it. Keith Rowley, you said to the nation that she was a drunk. When she was prime minister, she was so drunk, she used to vomit in the prime minister's car. You said those words. So what changed? You had your people calling the prime minister's car vomit comet. So what changed? That is Darumai, who only used to jam for his sister living in the Prime Minister house, who traveling the world with his sister as she makeup artist. What changed?
I wanna fly, change, fly up to the sky.
What changed, Keith?
UNC change up, things rearrange up. This is since they get rid of past. Let the past be the past. UNC brand new. They're going to tell you. This is
And from tonight, who vex? Lost. I am not looking for supporters. If all you feel I doing this for you to love me, or you misread the whole thing.
From bandwagon to wagon, so they polish and shine, then fall back in line. But that cannot thief my mind. Jump high, jump low, whether sun or rain. I am falling for that again. It's the same faces, new administration, same faces, now in new position, same faces, with a brand new chief.
UNC, the same bunch of scamping teeth.
When the airport billions disappear, remember Rudlal was right there. When the English bank account didn't declare, remember Warner was right there. But they changed their pants and they changed their skirt. They changed their blouse and they changed their shirt. They even changed the style of their hair, but they had changed their stinking underwear. Change, I said to change. I wanna fly, fly up to the sky. PNM vibrant, sounding triumphant, with Rowley on the platform. Everybody acting like numb. PNM ready,
Ready.
ship steady. No confidence, motion aside. The bodies say have nothing to hide. But when I look around, what do I see? Yes, men, politicians. I see the good, the bad, and the ugly going back for re-election.
Marlene, take Marlene twice.
An investment to youth. That is what we are told. But now I'm wondering, bold, is it people who easier to control? It's the same faces who support the Rowley plot, same faces who supported you the cut, same faces still in disbelief. Look around.
Embot supported Call the Heart and Unicorn. Embot is your Minister of Finance. Bend down, drop your pants, take irons.
Balancing in full glare. Remember, Conrad was right there. But they changed the socks and they changed the shoe. They even changed makeup artists too. They put on perfume smelling like a rose, but they had changed their stinking underclothes. Change.
I want to change. I up in the sky.
Right up to the sky. Sister Kamala, come clean. The world going green.
55 years of rape. PNM and UNC. UNC people say they rape as long as PNM. PNM rape will be longer.
Look, we do not want to encroach. Is it true?
Manning dead. Manning dead. And nobody ever answer for the Dwen Cathedral and his see woman that he was sleeping with.
To advance their own ambition. So we got up
that rent a property with state funds from Dupre.
Men who will put on coat, rush to take oath, then turn around and bust with truth. Same faces, smiling for the camera. Same faces, only talking tata. Same faces, there is no relief. Look around, the same bunch of stamping teeth.
Under the PNM, a man take Clico money and bought the home mortgage bank because he decided it was for sale. It wasn't put for tender. He took it, and when they made noise, he said oops and put it back.
Look around, the same bunch of stamping thieves. When Ish and Fergie had money to share, remember Kamala was right there. When Montel was financing without fear, remember Manning was right there. So they changed the bra and they changed the tie. They changed the truth and turned it to lie. They have outfits to change for the courts, but they had changed their stinking jockey shots.
Dini Omar Lalu just wrote, it can't happen overnight. It is exactly overnight it's supposed to happen. You're supposed to come off this video tonight and call everybody you know and tell them, listen, we have to rescue this nation. We are seeing the smoke, we are seeing the flames, but trust me, it's on fire. Things bad. We need to be able to say that to every single body. When 10 people, 10 people, that's 1,000 people. Everybody home doing their arithmetic just to make sure Philip was correct. Philip Edward Alexander has more scrutiny than Kamala O'Keefe. Philip Edward Alexander has to be right more times than Kamala O'Keefe. Because Philip Edward Alexander is bringing news to us that slavery doesn't have to exist. And we can't accept that just so. Yes. Isn't that the truth? Isn't that our truth? That we just don't want to face our truth? That the Indian people who look like we was jamming we, and the black people who look like we was jamming we don't want to face that. Fireburn Philip, talking shit. Don't take you on. Ask him where he went to school, what shoes he wear. We live in a bullshitocracy, a mad state, where party financiers and friends pose for the camera to come and tell you, bend over, drop your pants, take iron. HTC spent hundreds of millions of dollars to build Victoria Keys opposite Victoria Gardens. Go and find short man Syrian boy and ask him how much money he getting from that. Bend over, drop your pants, take iron. And if you talk about it, they want to take it to court. This is a mad nation, a completely insane country. There is nowhere that you can go to report the real banditry that's taking place in the country. But the small men, the fellas who slip up and say the wrong thing, like Riyadh, who wanted to say who feel it knows, but this jackass PNM education that they labor the boy with, he write it wrong. And they put him to sit down in a holding cell for days. That you could jam. Every lawyer of note, wrote, said, that was never illegal. If it was never illegal, why hasn't the commissioner of police fired the police officer who gave the instruction to go and put him in that holding cell? This is not a real country. This is madness. This is insane. Insane. And right now, the bandit clan in the UNC huddling how to deal with this Philip Alexander boy. Anand go get them some information. And Rudal go get them some information. Suruj go throw in some too. Go and jammy. Forward have. Look. Because all of them have the little typers. They'll have, what's this Ravi Balgobin and Alan Karim and Marcia Braveboy. The PNM have theirs too. They have the Brian Manning and George Elias and Dane Wilson and now Inshan. Well, Inshan is a hitman for hire because anybody who wants him to jam people for political money, he take in. He getting from all sides. He liking up himself. All of them have their little... Yeah? I going through because I have a list of people that I have blocked. I bounce up Inshan Ishmael name 4 times. How much profile you're making to be my friend, pal? I want nothing to do with you. Talk your talk. Say what you want to say. Say what you want to say. You could never, ever reach past talk. You could never reach past talk because I tell you, overnight, 1 term. You see the UNC bullshitologists who tell you, Kamala only get 1 term. 1 term is sufficient. 1 term fixes this country. To a government that wants to fix the country. 1 term fixes the country. First year, cancel all of the contracts. Shut down the special purpose companies. Put a proper tender process in place. Change the legislation that allows for board of supervisors to run the constituencies. Once you put the board of supervisors in place, shut down the regional health authorities. Shut down the local government. Shut down the precinct model of the police stations if not working. Get everything to operate 41 constituencies. Answer to the people. Make sure that no overnight contractors become overnight billionaires because they get overnight billions to fix little potholes. Make sure that for work to be done in the constituency, you have to be living in the constituency. So all of a sudden, 41 constituencies driving money and drilling it down to the ground. Put a 25 cents tax on this, no matter what Dominic Hadid say. Put a 25 cents tax on this bottle, so that every time people finish with it and pelt it out of the car, we'd have to film that to shame them. A little vagrant somewhere that we don't know how to deal with, we don't know how to fix them, we don't know how to help them. They will pick the nation clean for us. And they will come back and they will get their money. And don't put it in a warehouse like this plasticky people bullshit in the nation to ship it to China, causing a carbon footprint 4 times the carbon to just throw the bottle away. We will use it here. We will break it down to tiny little pebbles and mix it with pitch and put a surface on the road to cancel the noise. That's what they do in Germany. That is just that. That is just that. Legislation to give you recall, referendum, campaign finance reform, and proper procurement legislation, so that the National Insurance Board cannot take poor people health contribution to pay for disco financing. Bring the United States, Canada, and America and the United Kingdom and ask them, please, secure our borders, shut it down cold while we build the maritime security wall that ends the drug trade. Build the port in Point Lisas, 5 times the size of what is going on between Hyatt and Movietown, and call that unstuff every container. No more cloth for coke. No more car parts for coke. No more guns coming in the tires and the dog food. And immediately the country fixed. And then, anybody who have a job, you have a job, the state will help you buy a house, 0 deposit, 0 interest for 30 years. All of a sudden, cancel the SCA, make all schools 10-year schools, zone the schools, give the child a GPA. So now that the child have a GPA, all 28 children together gives the teacher a GPA, and all 20 classes in the school gives the principal a GPA. So we will know who bullshitted and who playing the ass and who needs to be fired, and we will know who needs to be rewarded, and the entire school system could become prestige schools. That will work. But then, all these little black hen chicken wouldn't be coming out of Mokorapo and Tranquil, going to punch keyboards and cash registers for KFC and Subway. They will be thinking beyond security guards. And that's our reality right now to fix this country. You fix the community, you fix the family, you fix the whole nation. But the drug lord and corrupt money bandits that have hundreds of billions of dollars hidden in real estate don't want that. They don't want Philip talking that. $500 billion worth of cocaine made its way through Trinidad and Tobago that they found that we know about. $500 million. But there's nobody accounting for it. There's nobody saying anything. There's nobody doing anything. Nothing is happening. All you're getting is bullshit, bullshit, and more bullshit. As we again. I need 2 minutes.
I visited Parliament Chamber, witnessed an orchestra, a bang of only politicians. Well, rated their performance on style, talent and endurance. A bang of parliamentarians. Politics that encourage hate, making good folks discriminate. Bridges replaced by gates. No towering racism, prejudice and tribalism, multiculturalism, Ahmadism from the UNC to the BNM, COP and the political symphony. It's a symphony with the TOP, MSJ and GC and the political symphony. It's a symphony. Stop taking it cool. Don't be playing for fool. They're using race as a tool to divide, conquer, and rule. Justify their bull. The race can they always pull. sections. Their lyrics that rhyming, some have no sense of timing. Bang, 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 of parliamentarians. Saving rule for the bubblists, perverting the cause of justice. Our democracy at risk. When the section called to the fore, music run to the core. Who arranged the score? So impure with the UNC and the PNM and the COP in the political symphony. It's a symphony with the GOP, MSJ and JNC in the political symphony. It's a symphony. Corruption rebuff. Say enough is enough. The system will always fail.
Once the big fish not making jail.
No integrity, no morality.
This country is now at a place where we need to decide what we're doing. We, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, we have to face that you cannot trust the PNM nor the UNC in any incarnation. Not one of the fools in the PNM, not Silk Pocket Farris, not bumbling follow Keita Rong Stewart, not Marlene, not Colm, none of them. You can't trust anybody in the PNM. You cannot trust anybody in the UNC. They cannot come to you now and tell you no after they've had all of this time. No, the UNC has been the same power for over 15 years. And they want to tell you, well, the PNM raping all year longer. I don't want anybody to rape me at all. I want government to come into power and do the job. Do your job. Why do you have to steal? What is so broken in people? I know people in Trinidad and Tobago just look at other people that come out and they know hard-working people who make their money pissed at the people who thief money to catch up. And I tell them, people want to talk to me, Philip, you're making all rich people look bad. I said, that's not the job. But like Mario Sabga Aboud had make all Syrian people look bad. Talk for 5,000. We're small, we're powerful. He did that. If it wasn't for people like me and Peter Hadid and even Gary Aboud who jump out after, the whole country would have think, but all Syrian people nasty. They're part of a clan. All of them powerful. People who have money, who worked hard for their money, you have a responsibility to tell the whole country that them jackass is jackass that thief. You have that responsibility too. You have that responsibility. Yeah? Don't wait for me to come and save everybody. That's not my role. That's not my role. And if I am anybody's savior, it's the poor people who will never love me, and that's cool. But I want to make sure that if we had 5 years in office, homelessness, drug addiction, gang violence, people living in poverty and squalor would become a thing of the past. The past. This nation could fix so fast. So fast. But they're doing things like traffic so that you will say, oh God, I'm tired, sit down in the traffic, solve it now. How much billion for the train? Bring the train, call. Bring the train. I'm tired, I have no water. How much billions for the water treatment plant? Bring the water treatment now, Kamla. Bring the water treatment. This is what they do you. You cannot trust either of those two political cancerous organizations. You cannot. You cannot. This is Trinidad and Tobago's reality. That the PNM and the UNC couldn't, and I don't want the job. But look at your crosses. Because if we don't get 41 seats in an election, if we get 40, I mean, once we get more, enough that we could not have to deal with stupidness, I'm telling you. Because you need to push aside And I'm not joking. You need to literally push aside the bandit clans who are propping up the failed institution of state. There are actual lawyers who benefit from the failure in the courts. There are teachers who benefit from the failures in school. This is a country where 7,000 people, you know what I'm telling you? 7,000 people have been approved by different organizations, psychologists, doctors, police stations who've had to come into your house to investigate. 7,000 people have been approved for a firearm user's license, and that approval has gone to Stephen Williams' desk to die. Not to be approved or disapproved, to just die. In a nation where people tell you that it is possible to get a gun license if you leave something on it. Like, you know, you could get your driver's permit without doing a single test if you leave some money on that clipboard. So tell me, in this madness, what do we do? Because me coming on this show every night at 8 o'clock to perform for you is not the solution. So tell me, what do? We play bad talk for bad talk. I don't care what they say about me. And I have nothing to say about none of them. The people I'm dealing with are the office holders are taking advantage, and the political party financiers, that bandit clan that robbing the people. I tell you, people tell me, Philip, you're frightening me when you talk. But I'm not trying to frighten nobody. But you must equally hang the murderers and the corrupt bankers that made the murder a reality. This country, we cuss oranges and planting oranges. We vexed at the crop that we've spent so much energy nurturing, molding, watering. All of this that's going on, we've allowed it to be. We've allowed it to be. When them fellas came out of that jail, angry, hateful, vengeful, went to kill that woman. What was the institution they were in that made that of them? Tell me. I tell you, we need an election. We need an election. There are 574 people right now. If each of you share this video once, we can double the views. Make the effort. Spread the word. Even that. On Saturdays at noon, we should have thousands of people. This Saturday coming, we in Santa Cruz. The state of this nation, we should have 10,000 people at 6 o'clock. But I tell you, after this one, I got it done. This nonsense that it had to take time. If your house was on fire, you're looking for water, you're waiting for time. Go on your wall and call everybody. We need to call people to action. We need to wake this nation up. Saturday in Santa Cruz. We need 10,000 people. You have to be disturbed. If you're not disturbed, what will happen when this done? Six 682-2110. Call now. Keep it short. Remember to say where you're calling from. 682-2110. You can call in. The Prime Minister taking calls. I taking calls too. 682-2110. Call.
If for 30 years you voting them in, and these old teachers, as soon as they win, they give you big words and enslave your soul.
Giving you big words
Making you roll
and enslaving your soul.
digging potholes. If they are the reason why the economy would sprout, when you're voting, vote them out.
Hello, good evening, you're live.
Hi, good evening. I'm calling from Vancouver, Canada.
Hi, good evening.
Yeah, I just want to find out, I watch your show pretty often during the week. And, the thing is about this, you're right. You talked about how the state of the country is such that 10,000 people should be coming to your meetings. And people should be coming out in their drones. Even when you have the march in from the house of the parliament. And there should be thousands of people. But the thing about it is this. There are people in Trinidad and Tobago who don't see anything wrong.
Well,
They will get up every day, go to work, do this stuff, and they don't see nothing wrong.
Well-
and if they do see anything wrong, they're afraid to talk about it.
well, at some point, all of that you say, are you a Trinidadian
Yes,
and you living in Canada?
yes.
So what was left to you as a choice was to leave.
Yeah, I was exiled from Trinidad.
Okay.
Right? The
No, but I
government
wanna tell you,
closed down-
I don't blame you.
The government closed down the company I was working for.
No,
They shut down BWIA and exiled numbers of workers, and the opposition sat there and watched it happen and did nothing.
I don't blame you for leaving, Don't think I meant anything bad by that, because I want to tell you, at some
No,
point,
I know you're not meaning anything bad by it, but this is the reason why I left. And then now you meet up another government minister somewhere in some nightclub and you start asking questions, and then he tells you, well, the kind of questions you just ask, people are being shot for that. Right?
that is the madness of this nation. And Trinidadians
Right?
are
And
sit
then
down.
Dana Sita get killed a couple of years ago. Nobody know who killed her. Nobody had gone to jail. Right? Salman Richardson, same thing.
Hey,
Right?
you're preaching to the converted friend, and I want to tell you, everything you say there's a fact and it's true. But maybe now is not the time. Maybe they have somebody else to come. I will give as much as I could give until I realize I butted my head against a brick wall, and then I'll say, you know what? Not me. Somebody else turn. But anyway,
Philip, a lot of people have told me this. You see, when they say this pain in your finger, to vote is not to go and dip in the ink, it's when you're dipping in the blood to see people still alive. Because either one of two things will happen in Trinidad to really change Trinidad. Either a revolution when enough people have had enough and they're fed up and they start a riot and revolt. Either when that happens, or you have some dictator come in there and clean up house. And people in one... It
No.
becomes now a choice of two evils.
revolution never helps the poorest class. They are the first.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't. Dictatorship, hoping for a kind and benevolent dictator is like, I
You
don't
don't
even...
have that.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
So Trinidadians need to stop being so lazy and irresponsible with their democracy. That is the truth.
You have this guy who went on Anthony Bourdain's show and made a comment that offended many people in the country. Yet still, those people who are so offended will go and line up and go and line up and think for pizza boys and rituals. The same people who are offended by that comment going to rituals. Why? And that's the problem right there.
We cannot continue to be so irresponsible. I use the analogy I tell people all the time. You go home and you find that your house is on fire. Do you sit down and wait, or do you take massive action? We need to start taking massive action. The country's on fire. This woman who was just raped and murdered today, she left her house today normal. Must be going to work. Oh,
She didn't get this point to say, I'm going to be raped today. She just gets up going to work, doing everything normal, and that's an everyday thing in Trinidad now. Why?
Anyway, thanks a lot for calling, my friend.
All right, thanks, man. Take care. All the best.
682-2110. Who am I talking to? I'm talking to normal people, citizens. We have a lot of Trinidadians who live in outside who want to come home. This is a nation that have a lot of people here who can't get registered to vote. We have a lot of people outside who they wouldn't allow them to vote in there. You see it all, it's all broken. It's all stacked against you. It's all deliberately. It's a bullshitocracy. That's what it is. That is the truth. And I do not want to be hosting a show, a family show at night. This is not what I signed up for. Hello, good evening, you're live.
Hi, good night, Philip. This is Andrew John.
Yes,
representing Diego Martin. I want to tell you something that really pissed me off very bad. And, you know, they're making things hard for the citizens in the country. I went to the Agriculture Development Bank to get 2 acres of land. I had to go through all sorts of stuff, boy, and the girl in the Agriculture Development Bank telling me, boy, you know, chances of getting a loan here like that for agriculture.
It's tough in everything. It's tough. I hear you. It's tough.
Where I supposed to go? I go to the Ministry of Agriculture to do some agriculture. Where I had to go, you know another thing. For 15 years ago, I applied for an NHA house, right? 15 years ago, I go by HDC there on Broadway, down there in South Key, right? So I went there, I line up for a week, I got to talk to the security, well, I have to find out what you come for. I came to apply about a house. She said, yeah, you right place to come and ask for a house in order and stuff there. I
hear you. And that's why I tell you, we want to shut down the HTC. But thanks a lot for your contribution, my brother. Take care. That whole HTC construct is to fool you. It's to advantage you. It's to line you up and jam you. You think they care about you? They're not building house for you. They're building house for contractors, for friends and financiers, to split with ministers. They're building $1 million houses that worth $50,000. That's what they're doing. All of them. All of them. You cannot trust the PNM and the UNC. You cannot trust the PNM and the UNC. Drill that into your mind. They've both come leading a pack of bandits behind them, raped the nation, took advantage of the people. Hello, good evening, you're live.
Hello, good evening, Progressive Empowerment Party.
Yes, it is.
Oh, I was trying to call to talk to Philip.
You're speaking to me, but listen on the phone, not on your device, because there's a delay. You heard me?
Listen on the phone, but
right.
Not on my device. Oh, yeah.
Listen on the phone. This is Philip Alexander. You're live.
Okay. All right, yeah. Seeing the screen a little freeze up now.
Right.
Well, I wanted to talk about 3 things. First, when you're coming close to El Dorado.
As soon as somebody in El Dorado call me and say, we have a venue by a community center or a garage yard or a roti shop or a bar or a car park, we have a venue, come and pitch your tent and talk. I dare.
Okay, nice. Cool, I understand that. Second thing, I hear the fella address a problem with the ADB. And I'm going to state the main problem with the ADB, right? The main problem with the ADB is that, you see, it have a few workers on the top that being treated nice, and I don't know how much work they're doing, but you see the workers at the bottom, they're treating them like shit. Real mess. That is a serious issue, because then the working class, which is supposed to be supporting this pyramid of construct that we have constructed, are weak, are undernourished, are undereducated, and of course it will bring about problems. You're treating workers like shit, and karma will come back and bite you in your tail, right? So there's the problem with the ADB. And the last thing I wanted to talk about is the problems with Venezuela and how they are related to Trinidad. Now in Venezuela, it had a serious situation in the country where they became dependent on oil, right? And because of this, they ignored two major things, two things that are actually more important than keeping inflation down. Famine and the environment. And Chavez was actually the one who created the destruction of famine. Once you create the destruction of those two things, you make the people dependent on the government. This is
absolutely. I understand. I understand what you're saying, but the conversation now, you realize you're talking long and other people want to get their piece in. And I understand what you're saying, and you're absolutely correct, and we stand for that. Agriculture is a linchpin of our position, the Progressive Empowerment Party. And I hope that you want to come and get involved and help. We meet every Saturday at noon. We put aside our lives and our leisure. We meet on Saturday at noon. Come down 19 Stanmore Avenue, and you can talk and you can get involved with the team and help plan the El Dorado meeting and help build out the El Dorado executive so we can actually start to move beyond talk and take action, yes?
Okay, and who I could talk to link me to all this?
Come, you could talk to any of us. Go on the thread, you will see Limmer and David and Dave, and you will see the crew. You will see them posting. Just message any one of them. Or put a post on the video thread. I am interested in helping. Somebody contact me. You could send an email to peptrinbago@gmail.com and somebody will respond to you. Yes?
Okay, nice man. Bless up.
Take care, my friend. 682-2110. We're taking calls if you want call in. If you have something to say.
Yeah. Revelation.
I wasn't doing the show tonight. I was done. I was done. And I don't care what they say. I was done. But people call and they tell me, you have an obligation, you have a responsibility. I don't know if that's true. So I'm saying this again. Saturday in Santa Cruz. The numbers will tell me if I'm wasting time. The numbers will tell me if I am wasting time. I know we're getting a good turnout. We had a good turnout in San Fernando. We had a good turnout in Chaguanas West. But the numbers supposed to be in the thousands by now. Because if you are not incensed, if you are not outraged, you have not been paying attention. A woman was raped and murdered behind a hardware opposite Wassa in Point Fortin on the day the Prime Minister is coming to Point Fortin to address the people. Yeah. Hello, good evening, you're live.
Yeah, hello, good night. Is this Mr. Philip?
Speaking.
Yeah, this is Sam. Rayon from Point Fortin.
Hi.
I'd like to say you're doing a good job. And we're spreading the word down here about the PEP here down here right now.
Thank you, my friend.
Keep it up. And we down here in Point here, we set up at the two sides.
Thank you for that, brother.
Every year is the same thing. The same party coming, same thing. Let's say evil, vote them out. PP on.
Thank you, brother.
All
Thanks
right.
for that.
Organize.
Take care, you too. You want to help? Everybody want to help? Organize a venue. We will come down. We will come down with the whole team. We are doing this. If you do it, we're doing it. If you want it, we're doing it. We can't keep butting our head against a brick wall. I mean, we could go and find some drug trafficker, some big contractor, bless you with a couple million, and then when we get into office, them getting all the contracts, and you go and say, but Philip, you turn out to be just like the rest of them, but you don't want to put out your $20 to help us, and you don't stop to consider what all of this costs. Who must be paying for it? So they have Marcia Brave Boy talking bullshit about a new half Syrian and they have Syrian money. We have no finances. We financing this ourselves. If you want to help, help us. Hello, good evening, you're live.
Hello, good evening. I'm calling from Canupia.
Hi, good evening, Canupia.
Hi. One thing I'm trying to wrap my head around is that the whole issue with pepper spray. Right now, people cannot protect themselves. And if you get a firearm, you can't get that, and you keep getting robbed, and you do get a firearm, somehow you now become charged with possession of a firearm. Now, to me, pepper spray is one defense that even women can use you know, to have some form of security and protection.
Yeah, but what happens if you make pepper spray legal and the bandits start using pepper spray to rob you?
But you still have the option of protection.
So it's who spray who first. We become the wild, wild west. I want to tell you something, and I understand what you're saying, but I really would prefer to live in a nation where proper policing, proper social management, and the country was run properly, so we wouldn't have to be looking for ways to kill each other and to defend ourselves from each other. Do you agree?
I know, I agree. That should be the foundation. That what you're saying, that should be the foundation.
Well, I hope that you come on board. We're looking for a venue in Canupia that we could have we could come down there and you could help build the executive. This is what we need, because we have to fix the country and we have to rescue the country. And right now I know people looking to arm themselves with baseball bat, cutlass, pepper spray, whole jar, Matuks, pepper sauce. But that's not the real issue. The real issue that we're supposed to be dealing with is the reality that the country is broken. It is dysfunctional and we need to fix that.
And if that's the philosophy that we're going to approach all the problems, where it's not fixing, putting a band-aid on the problem.
Absolutely.
Get to the cause of it.
Absolutely.
That is the fundamental solution.
Absolutely. The Progressive Empowerment Party will adopt a zero tolerance approach to any crime. From white-collar criminality, selling bread on the side of the road without a license, to banditry, rape, murder. We come in for all. We will clean house. But thank you very much, my friend.
No problem.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
682-2110. 682-2110. Take a couple more calls. I'm not running over time tonight, but this could easily be the last video. I was saying just now, I didn't set out to do a nightly show. I didn't set out for that. And every time somebody tell me, Philip, we love the show, we look forward to the show, I'm thinking, this is not what I set out to do. This is a means to an end. I'm not an entertainer. This is a means to an end. We're trying to wake up the nation. We're trying to say, listen, these are the ways to fix the country, fix the family, fix the community, end the violence. I don't want to tolerate pepper spray. I want to live in a country where nobody needs pepper spray. I want to live in a country where the people could get along, where every creed and race could find an equal place, where everybody have the access to the same freedom of the person. Yeah? That's the truth. And all those who talking, who interested and they say they're supporting, demonstrate your support. Come out and join. Come to the meetings. Come Saturday at noon. I know it is inconvenient. It is inconvenient for me every single Saturday. Doing this video is inconvenient to me every night. This takes 4 hours out of my life. Trust me. The actual video is an hour, but I have prep work before and after. Forget all of that. I know it is inconvenient to put aside, you want to go to your line, or your cricket match, or your child have a rehearsal. There's always going to be something. But you need to decide, is saving your nation more important than you're going to make a little sacrifice? Because there's a meeting in Santa Cruz this Saturday at 6. So you know what? You say, I'm going to the meeting, man. We have an open mic. Come and have your say. When they start to see 5, 10, 15, 20,000 people outside the meetings, they will start to wake up. They're waking up, you know. But we need to wake them up more. We need them to do their actual jobs. To stop bullshitting the people. To stop facilitating criminal enterprise. From the top and the bottom. We need that. And that's not going to happen if you don't come and get on board. If you don't dig down in your pocket and pull out a $20 or $100 and help us. We need help. We need help. I'm not lying to tell you. It is frustrating to know how we have to chirp to pay. We pay rent for that office. We do that, and none of this is complaining. I am saying to you, this is the cost of doing what we're trying to do. But if you really support it, and if you really think that Trinidad need a rescue, come on, get on board and assist.
Because the children coming to take back the power of the word in the conscious styling. The power of the word in the rap so styling. Rocking the roots of the vampire system. Talk your talk, you talk your talk,
good evening, you're live.
Hi, good evening, Mr. Alexander. How are you?
So far, so good. How are you?
So I'm a little bit depressed tonight.
I'm frustrated.
You have a right to be.
I thought by now, we're in this nearly 7 months, I thought by now the people would have woken up to the opportunity to stand together to make a change. I don't know what else we need to do to get them to see that they have their salvation is in their own hands.
Well, they're coming to the sad realization of what is meant to be a tree. And that realization is that most of us are just about talk. There's a very few of us that's in this country that really want change. And I don't think at this point in time that's going to cut it, because the majority of people in this country would rather be blind.
Well, my friend, I want to tell you something. Every single day it gets worse. And all of the people who tolerating it, like the frog in the water, that they slowly turning up the heat till they're boiling my life, they're boiling all away. So trust me, all those who think that the wolf can't reach their door, that woman who left home this morning to go to work or wherever she was going, that got raped and murdered in Point 14, she didn't think it was her turn. Who's next?
I understand what you're saying.
Who's next? We don't want to talk about it, but you could imagine that poor woman. She's been in hospital, in and out of hospital. I don't know how she living. This woman whose child, Vidish, was murdered. This little boy.
I think that we become too desensitized.
Well, you could only be desensitized until the wolf biting you. Then you're sensitive.
Yeah.
You're not desensitized to the bite when it reached by you. And it is that upsets me the most, because people then want to hold their head and bawl and say, but why we let the country get so? All of we is we. And it's all of we to stand up. And I tell in Trinidad and Tobago, these meetings that we having is building up to a momentum to call for an election. But we need to make sure that we have 41 candidates willing to stand for election, and we go forward and we fix it. If this is what the country wants. If this is what the country wants. But we will know, we will be instructed, because I only have so much motivation for myself. If this Saturday in Santa Cruz we get a small crowd, I will tell myself, Trinidadian, okay, we okay with the condition the country, a failing economy, rape and murder, no opportunity for yourself or your family. If Trinidadians okay with that, I gotta say okay.
I think you need to beef up your surrogates to allow them to spread your message, because the burden can't be on your shoulders alone.
Well, we have a good team, and the team works very hard. So I want to tell you that. I mean, I do this part of the thing, but the team works very, very hard. And it's because of the team that we've gotten this far. But Trinidadians need to wake up now. Trinidadians need to wake up and come out. Trinidadians need to wake up and come out. And all of us need to tell everybody, stop the bullshit. Stop making excuses. Stop pretending that this is right. It's not. It's wrong. All of this is wrong.
Well, let's hope that your low turnout is just maybe I don't know if it might be a fear of people actually coming out, and rather than stay in the sidelines and give their support. But I think the sideline support is not what the country needs right now.
Correct.
It needs
activism. People need to stand up. Thanks a lot, my friend. I want to take another call here. Thanks a lot. Hello, good evening. You're live. Hello, good evening. You're live. There'll always be difficulty with the WhatsApp calls. I think this is a WhatsApp call. Hello, good evening. You hearing me? The WhatsApp calls are the difficult calls. And I'm sorry that, well, that guy was making a lot of sense. There are some harsh realities that we have to face. Imagine you're walking in your house, right? And you're walking in your house with your groceries. And you come back and you see inside your house a snake. You have your groceries and there's a venomous snake in your house. Are you going to put away your groceries, make a cup of tea, and then decide to deal with the snake? Or are you going to rest down everything in your hand and deal with the snake first, because it's a problem and it is dangerous? And that is our reality. People are going to bed tonight without facing the reality of how much danger we live in every single day. You could be driving down the road tomorrow and somebody who on the wrong side of the road bunks you and get out and want to kill you because they drive in a car that belonged to somebody else, that they had to make $500 to pay them and get them back a full tank of gas before they see money. And if they bunks the car, they have to pay for that too. And they know where they're getting that money from. So they come outside in frustration and it's murder for you over a bunks car. That's the reality of Trinidad and Tobago now. Hello, good evening, your life.
Yes, hello, good evening, Mr. Alexander.
How are you?
That's fine. I was listening to a point that you was making, well, just now actually, because I didn't expect to call and get you so quick. But saying that people living in fear and whatnot, and they're not realizing what's really going on right now. I don't know if you ever touched on the point that they were saying on the news probably last month or some time ago about people from down here going across to fight for ISIS and whatnot and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
You ever touched on that point before?
Yeah, we had Gary Griffith on the show. He spoke about it. He said that the numbers are not as high as the government says. I don't know. But what do you want to speak about that?
No, the thing about it is we had a coup in this country already.
Well, I believe that anybody who leaves this country to go and fight for a foreign flag automatically loses their citizenship. That should be the law. Because you've just given your allegiance to a foreign flag, yes?
True.
So I think that that's how it should be dealt with.
You know, find it strange that over the years, every year the TTPS calls in and says, well, you know, they have applications and whatnot to come and apply. Wait for it, I mean, I'm trying to remember well,
I don't know what happened there. We lost that call. We lost that call. You all hearing this?
Ronaldo, now 22 months, was a healthy baby except for an occasional cough which landed him at hospital.
Are you hearing the volume low? Are you hearing it?
Left him with a swollen throat, something his mother learned well, and even cautioned doctors about on May 20th when he entered the Eric Williams Accident and Emergency section for a cough.
He just going drinking it in normal, and after the nebulizer, he just began swelling. So it had to be the nebulizer causing the swelling.
She calls herself a simple woman, Guyanese by birth. Eliman's advice, she says, was disregarded by the ICU doctor on call.
He said he studied in America and he now come here and he's doing my best with the child. And I mustn't tell him what to do, he know what to do. He said, no, he studied in America and he know what to do. And he gonna do my best for Ronaldo. I said, okay, fine.
Mina, who married a Trinidadian, tells us she left her son sedated and incubated, but still feeding that night, only to be called the following morning saying her son was taken for emergency surgery.
They sent Ronaldo for emergency tracheostomy and he put it in, and Ronaldo, while performing the surgery, Ronaldo had a cardiac arrest for 25 minutes.
The ICU doctor who sent Ronaldo to surgery tried to explain more.
11 o'clock Wednesday night, Ronaldo, that the tube came out of Ronaldo and he came and put back the tube in, and Ronaldo was lost in oxygen. His oxygen was running to 90%, and he sent Ronaldo for emergency track, and Ronaldo lived there with 90-something% oxygen, and he don't know what went on in the theater. I said, what's tripping is all telling me, hey, that one I know and you don't know, so what's going on with my child?
Mina was in disbelief. Was this the child she left hours earlier?
The nurse in the emergency, she blocked his gloves and she dropped eye and nose and mouth on it, and he pelted the nurse on it like about 11-something on the 20th, and the last day I see my child get up and play.
And what she hoped may have been grogginess from medication turned out to be the reality of what his son has become.
If he was incubated, right, and on sedation and on a ventilator, how the tube came out for him to lose oxygen to get brain damage? That is negligence?
Brain damage. Brain damage. Went to the hospital for a cough. Then point forth in tonight. I don't know. I'll say this. This is going to be the last video tonight until Saturday. Saturday at noon, I will be at 19 Stanmore Avenue to meet with the members. And Saturday evening at 6 o'clock, I will be in Santa Cruz. So I'm doing 2 meetings on Saturday. A members meeting that usually takes about 3.5 hours. And then I'm going to do the Santa Cruz meeting. So I'm going to do 2 meetings on Saturday. But I'm not going to do any more videos, any more of these live videos. We need help. We need financial help. I'm sure Maya has been sharing the PayPal account. If you want, you can help. You don't help, is your call. Saturday at noon, more importantly, Saturday in Santa Cruz, I will know. Listen, I'm not, and it's not bribery. I'm not interested beyond this. I am not an entertainer. I did not set out to do a nightly show. If we are not growing a political movement dedicated to redeveloping Trinidad and Tobago, all of my interest gone. If there is no demonstration from the ground, you see all the people who telling me they're afraid to lose their work or they're afraid to lose their house, no problem. Hold your own corner. At some point, all that fear will bounce you up. But I know my issue tonight. My issue tonight is this. We, the Progressive Empowerment Party, we have 2 meetings this Saturday, 12 noon and 6 p.m. So you must be able to make one. If you can't make the other, if you can't make both. We are asking you to come out. We are telling you the nation is run aground. We are in dire straits. Your call now. What happens from here? What happens from here happens. But I'm serious. We can't continue like this. Hello, good evening, you're live.
Yes, good night, Philip.
Hi, good night.
Philip, I'm calling not to lambaste the government because there's no added value to that conversation. But I'm actually calling to tell you congratulations on stepping up and accepting the award of King Jackass in Trinidad and Tobago. The problem, Philip, is that Trinidad doesn't really see where they're going. They don't understand that a Trinidadian is born of a nation founded on the principles that acknowledge the supremacy of God. We're a godless nation. And that's where the issue is, Philip. So I congratulate you again. Your acceptance speech was enlightening.
Thank you.
Hopefully the people will step up to the plate and do what has to be done.
Thank you, my friend. Where are you calling from?
I'm from Canada, Philip, but I'm a Trinidadian.
No, I can hear that.
I'm a Trinidadian who... Sorry?
No, you continue, sorry.
I'm a Trinidadian that's pissed off every day. When I hear the news, I see your videos, and I see what's going on in my beautiful sweet TNT. Trinidadians at this point need to recognize that they need to make the effort. Stop looking at the neighbor, but look at themselves. Search deep down and see where they want to be. They've accepted this bullshit for who knows how many years, and will continue to do so unless they decide to step up to the plate and make the change. That's what Trinidadians need to do.
Thank you for that, my friend. Thank you very much.
Have a good night, Philip.
You too, my friend.
Have a good night.
To the people who write in, do not give up. I am not doing this for you to love me up. I am saying, I am a tireless soldier. I am a warrior. I will stand with you. I will stand for this. But we can't continue to talk. Don't give me platitudes. Don't tell me don't give up. Come and show me you not giving up. When 5,000, 10,000, 15,000 of us coming out of meetings, they are going to realize that the day of ministers and governments glorifying themselves over. So don't give me words. Give me action. Come out Saturday at noon, Saturday at 6, pick a meeting. Come out. That's where we're going to be. Santa Cruz, Saturday at 6 o'clock. Tell everybody. I'm supposed to turn on Facebook tonight and see everybody posting that poster. Because that's where we need to be. If you're serious. If you're serious and you want this to change, I'm telling you, next week we'll start back videos. We'll start back videos next week. If Saturday's meeting, pack out in Santa Cruz. It had to come down to this because I need you to understand. I never ever signed up for this to be an entertainer. This is a means to an end. This nightly video is a means to building the party. If we're not building the party, I done. Yeah? So, to all of you who are here tonight, thank you very much. I don't think there's anything left to be said. We're going to be in Stanmore Avenue, 19 Stanmore Avenue at noon on Saturday, and we're going to be in Santa Cruz between the police station and the fire station. Now you can't get lost. It's on the main road. It's between the police station and the fire station. It's the #1 roti shop in Trinidad, Roti Cafe, and they said they will be open. They normally close at 5. They will be open, so you'll get a chance to taste the best roti in Trinidad. Yeah, and that's about it. So thanks a lot to all of you who were here tonight. I doubt very much there will be any reason unless something goes wrong in the country. But what is there left to do? You send me a video with a man beaten up on the ground with his hand chopped off. What else is there a reason to do a video for? What is next? What's left? There's nothing. We're here. We either decide to stand together, one people under one flag, and fix it, or we let the bullshit continue. Racist politics, cancer politics, theft politics, corruption politics, wine in your face politics, climb up on your back and piss on you until it has rain falling politics. You don't want to hear that? We are done. The truth of the matter is, if we are going to save this nation, we're going to do it by our numbers, with our vote, with our consumption, and with our labor. You need to be ready to stand together to save Trinidad and Tobago. Because if we're not doing that, yeah, thanks a lot, everybody. See you all on Saturday. Stay safe, Trinidad and Tobago.